Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the 60 Frames No Lag podcast with your boy, Porter Rock 77. Today, we're going to start our part one of the E3 2017 hype, and I got some special guests to assist us in this great adventure that we're about to embark. You know what I'm saying? But before I get to them, let me introduce my panel, my old faithful. So we're going to start out with my boy, Allday Digital Theory. What's going on? Or is it Video Theory?
What up?
Fuck that up.
Nah, it's Allday Digital now. If you check Twitter, changed it.
Oh shit, that's why.
Right.
Okay, I thought it was.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? Man, we're gonna have a good show. And, let's get these topics going.
Are you gonna be petty as fuck today?
Of course.
Okay, all right, okay. And then we got top flight security of the world, Craig Harris. What's going on, brother?
Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? Glad
You
to be back.
You need a Red Bull or some shit? What's going on here?
Well, I was making sure this download went through. I've downloaded Sid Meier's Civilization.
What you doing? Pirating shit and shit? You PC gamer? Pirating bullshit?
I'm trying to build one, so I'm trying to get back to used to the keyboard stuff. So, yeah, something basic. But shout out to everybody. Thanks for having me back. And glad to be here with Allday, Fonz, special guest Randall Thor, and a black elf Blandrew.
Oh, all right.
You're simple.
Black elf.
Black elf.
That's what it looks like.
Oh shit! And now we got, of course, we got the Fonz. Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I'm still down and out, sick, but I'm here. The show must go on.
You know what I'm saying? Just let me give you the Puerto Rican remedy. Just take a little bit of Vicks Vapor Rub and rub it on your nose and Robitussin. There you go. That's it. That's it. You can have stage 3 cancer. Vicks and Robitussin.
Damn.
That's it, bro. That's how we Puerto Ricans live long, healthy lives.
Voodoo, I love it.
Even though the bottle says don't put it in your nose, put that shit in your nose. It works. All right, people. All right, and I got two special guests. Another recurring guest. I think he's been on the show at least twice, I would say, or I don't know, but he's been on here before. You know him as the man with the million score, and if he's not scoring on Xbox Live, he's eating ice cream, soft serve. My man, Thor. What's going on?
What's going on, Porter Rock? Thanks for having me on. I've been waiting for the invite. We had talked about doing this. I had you on I think last week or 2 weeks ago when I did that solo show. Yeah. We set this up, but it's cool because I get to be on a podcast with my man Allday. I've never been on a podcast with Allday, even though we do hang out here and there on Xbox Live. So that's going to be fun. Never did a podcast with Fonz. And I look forward to hearing what he talks about because he talks extremely well. So his opinions are good. And Craig Harris, the man, I first saw Craig Harris when I think it was one of my comments. You made a reaction video to something I said. And I remember all right, this guy, at least, he did a really good reaction video. So I've been following Craig Harris's stuff on YouTube for a while. I check out his stuff whenever he posts something new. And Blandrew, I know from Weapon Wheel. So
yeah, that's
glad
awesome
to be on the show with everybody.
Yeah, I'm glad you showed because we're definitely going to want your views on the Microsoft side of things. And of course, we got the Black Elf from the alternate reality of Lord of the Rings. We got Blandrew. What's going on, brother? Blandrew. Oh, shit. See, hey, here we go. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Blandrew's on his damn Switch doing this podcast.
Oh, man. It's botting out again?
Yeah, what's going on, man? See, man. What's going on? We here. Got it. What's going on?
It's Blandrew. That's my intro.
Awesome. Hey, we're definitely gonna be looking forward to your Nintendo input and stuff like that. All right. But anyway, so we got the panel, we got the cast, we're ready to go. 60 frames, no lag, as long as my internet holds up. But anyway, so we're gonna start off with, since Blandrew's here first, and this is his first time on the cast, we're gonna start off with Nintendo. All right. We're gonna talk about we're gonna start off with any rumors that we heard. Personal expectations and predictions. Bold predictions. We're going to go bold on this. You know what I'm saying? We're going 60 frames, no lag. So help us out, Blandrew. Have you heard what's going on in the land of Hyrule? Are you hearing any rumors? What's going on?
Apparently we're finally getting a home console Pokemon after all these years. And once that drops, the Switch is going to be impossible to find in the holiday season if Pokemon Stars really is a thing. You got that coming, and then
apparently a Super Smash Brothers is coming. But that's just the Wii U port. Same with Super Mario Maker. But the most interesting thing that we've heard so far is that Retro Studios is apparently working on another Metroid game. And apparently there's 2 games, a 2D one and a 3D one. And apparently they got the composer for the Deus Ex soundtrack and other sci-fi guys to help at Retro Studios to make a soundtrack. Not sure if it's Metroid, but I'm like 99% sure we'll finally get to see Metroid at E3.
God damn. Let me tell you something. This is going to trigger some people. But I swear, if Nintendo announces a Metro Prime 4 at this E3, I'm buying me a Switch this holiday.
I'm with you, brother.
As you should.
I got to get Metroid Prime franchise. Oh, man, I got to play it. I got to play it. I will buy a Switch for that.
I will.
And then I will regret it a year later when they have no other games out. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm blessed with you. But that's cool, though. Anybody heard any other rumors, Nintendo? Or what y'all think about that, what Blandrew says? Especially the Pokemon, because I know you grown-ass man still like playing that shit. Don't lie. What's going on?
I'll probably be getting one for my son because he loves Pokemon and all that other stuff with Nintendo. So I'll probably
That's a closet fan's excuse.
Nah.
I'll get one for myself if Metroid Prime comes back. Man, that's no doubt.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
You know me, Porter Rock. I'm waiting on Donkey Kong. Anything
Really?
Donkey Kong, I'll pull the trigger.
So that's your go-to game, Donkey Kong?
That gets me over there. That's all I can say. Yeah, I've been, golly, when I was a little kid, plunking quarters into Donkey Kong and just been a fan of the way it goes, the way it runs. Nintendo, we can make fun of them, but they got a real good lineup as far as exclusive games. So it brings back the childhood in me. So yeah, Donkey Kong for me.
Hey, so like Donkey Kong, do you want it more like side-scrolling, like Donkey Kong 64 style, or do you want it like 3D type?
Oh, I'll
Like
take
the way
either
you-
one. Yeah, I'm not
Oh.
prejudiced. I like Donkey Kong, so I'll take the I guess the scroller that they had in the arcade. You just give me that. I'll buy it and play that again.
All right. So, hey, Blandrew, you heard anything about Donkey Kong? In fact, why Nintendo ain't be pushing Donkey Kong as much anymore? What's going on?
Well, the last Donkey Kong we got was February 2014, I think, with Tropical Freeze, the best game of the generation, by the way. I don't know. They don't really they don't really give Donkey Kong to anybody else but Retro Studios. And then there's that whole Metroid versus Donkey Kong thing, and I'm pretty sure more people would lean towards Metroid coming back than Donkey Kong. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope we get another Donkey Kong because Tropical Freeze was amazing.
Okay.
But isn't part of Donkey Kong lore in that Mario that's doing the jumping? So I mean, that's a little crossover there, isn't it?
Yo, Ran, what you think about Nintendo? What can Nintendo do to get you over there? What rumors or something that got you interested?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing Nintendo can do to get me to get a Switch. I mean, maybe if it got down to a cheap, like what is it, $300 now?
Yeah.
Maybe if it was $100, I'd consider it.
You ever played Metro Prime?
But I don't have any love or any nostalgia for any of the Nintendo franchises. My only Nintendo systems I owned were the very first one, the NES and the GameCube. I never played a Super Nintendo game in my life. I didn't own a 64, and I only played a couple games on the system. So like I don't have any of that love a lot of people do for Mario or Zelda or Metroid or any of those games. So like that's why I've always said, to me, Nintendo's irrelevant. Like I look at the games they make, and it doesn't do anything for me. And the same way I would assume someone who doesn't care for Halo looks at Halo and is just like, yeah, whatever. Like it's just
my pretty much,
you know.
Xbox.
I can hear Blandrew sharpening his master sword right now. I can hear that shit being pulled right out the stone right now. Yo, that's crazy.
The great thing about opinions. I mean, it'd be a boring world if everybody agreed on everything, right?
That's true, but you need Metro Prime in your life. I guarantee a little bit of Metro Prime.
I did play Metroid Prime, and it's good, but then again, that comes down to I'm not buying a $300 system to play a single game. I mean, look how long it took me. I was planning on buying a PlayStation 4 when I hit 200 because it finally had enough of a backlog where I could justify the cost to myself. Until somebody basically donated so I could get one now instead of later. So Nintendo would have to have, I don't know, a bunch of games, and it would have to be cheap enough where because it, I mean, I don't think people realize how many games I actually have on the Xbox. I have like 700 Xbox games.
Well, you got 1 million gamer score.
I know. So like my entire, like, I've spent a lot of money there. All my friends are on that system. So I spend all my time on that system. So for me to buy something else, it either would have to be cheap or offer something that I truly, truly, truly wanted. And this isn't, I don't want to like sound like I'm like talking shit about Nintendo. It's just that I'm trying to give my background that I don't really, there's nothing Nintendo could do because I don't have the love that Blandrew has for their franchises, you know? It doesn't do anything for me.
So in short, Nintendo games don't have achievements, so they don't count. All right. No, I'm just kidding, man.
No, they don't. They obviously count because they're going to sell millions of Switches.
They do need achievement, though.
What happened? What you said, Blandrew? Blandrew? Hello?
What's up?
Hey, did you?
My computer just.
Did you pay your voice app? Did you pay your fee for the voice app? Because you know that shit ain't free on the Switch.
Voice chat. Yeah. Man,
what? Oh shit!
It's lonely.
Oh, this guy's hurt. This guy's hurting right now. This guy's hurting like Switch graphics. Brando, come on, man! You're messing up the podcast. What's going on, bro? Oh man, the first Nintendo guy. All right, so we're moving on until Blandrew figures something out.
That's why you can't find them. Their stuff doesn't work with Google Hangouts, man.
Man, you know what I'm saying? You need some type of thing. All right, so anybody else? Yo, all day. So what's going on? Oh, he dropped out. He'll drop back in. He'll fix himself, whatever. All day, what's up with you? What's up with you with this Nintendo stuff?
I mean, Pikmin, a new Pikmin for the maybe a port from Wii U. Did Wii U have a Pikmin?
You be playing Pikmin shit?
Yeah, I love that shit, man.
Oh shit, okay.
So for me, Metroid definitely day one buy, no questions asked. Definitely a missed franchise because Other M was trash. So
yeah, I couldn't rock with that one.
And I don't care if it's like side scrolling or third person. I mean, first person. Either one would be cool as long as we get one. You know what I mean? But definitely want some announcements and some new features, like natively sending messages, like just update the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Of
That's right. You have a Switch, right? So you already have. I forgot about that. You already a Joy-Con boy.
Yeah, all day. So you know, I mean, just a lot of features that it is lacking. Okay. And you know what? The scary part about it is knowing Nintendo's history, they probably won't change it.
What about the friend codes? You still do friend codes?
Yeah, but now I mean, you still got the name above it, so I mean, it doesn't feel that alienating where you feel like you're, you know, a prisoner or something. I mean, it is kind of.
You still have to type on a 16-digit code.
Yep, still. Yeah.
Yo, Blandrew, what's up with that, man?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. There you go. Now.
Friend codes, it's pretty trash. Even I can't damage control that. It's terrible.
Shit. So that means if I get a Switch and I friend you guys, I have to be like, my code is 35667 553.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's why I pinned it to my Twitter.
We ain't trying to do math up in this. We're like, we trying to play games up in here. Oh shit. Why? Oh man, I thought Sony not having name change was bad. Oh shit. Okay, so hey, so what else? Any other rumors? Anything crazy with Nintendo?
Do they have chat yet on the Switch?
No.
Shit. Oh,
that's what I'm saying, bro. I get scared when it comes to Nintendo or talking about anything and features that we want, because it's like a 20-70 chance we'll get it. You know what I mean? So,
oh, they have chat. You can use your cell phone, right?
Yeah, I'll call you, put you on speakerphone. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we got Discord now. I guess.
So that's what people have been doing, man. Going to Discord when they play Mario Kart, bro.
Oh shit! You know what I'm saying? You know, like for me, I haven't heard much rumors except other than that Metroid Prime, and that caught my attention real quick. Man, really for me, what I would like to see from Nintendo, and I know they're gonna do that Treehouse. They're not doing a live E3 thing, and that's all right. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, as long as the information gets passed, but I want them to push, you know, like their foot on the pedal with their projects of what they're gonna push out. I want to see them push out, you know, obviously a Metroid Prime, Donkey Kong, push out a Star Fox. You know, and I know they're all not gonna. Oh man, this guy's doing his bullshit already. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. And I know they're all not gonna come out in 1 year, but let me know you have your studios working on each project, or you hired, second party developers to take on those projects, and you're closely supervising them. So that way we could see a consistent lineup of games. Because I don't see big third parties coming from this. What do you think, Blandrew? You see big third parties coming to this thing? And don't tell me PS4 ports. I ain't trying to hear no PS4 ports.
No, I see the Nintendo Switch as the reverse of the Xbox One.
The reverse? So what do you mean by that?
Wait, Blandrew sound like he's fucking Zordon. Rangers.
What's going on? What do you mean by the reverse of Xbox One? That it got games? Nobody got the joke.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Nobody got it. Okay. I'm just joking. Ran out there, just squeezed his ice cream cone. Oh man, he dropped out again. Man, he's flopping like the Switch right now. Oh shit. Oh snap. Okay, so anyway, so we going. So anything else on Nintendo? Okay, he's back. He's back. Blandrew, what do you mean by reverse of Xbox?
Okay, what I was saying by that is that I don't see the Nintendo Switch getting like AAA Western, AAA.
Okay.
Like how the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 and PC. Same way, you don't really see Japanese games on the Xbox One. I think you're just gonna see the Nintendo Switch just be a Japanese-centric device. You'll get third parties, but not like Titanfall or Call of Duty, Battlefield, Red Dead. You'll get your Japanese titles like Shin Megami Tensei, Harvest Moon, and things like that. You're not gonna see AAA on the Switch.
Oh, so you'll get the big Japanese developed games, but you won't see the big Western.
I think you'll see sports, but that's it.
Maybe that's true. Could be.
Yeah.
All right, I could see. I could respect that. I could see it like that. All right, so before we close out with the Nintendo part, move on to the Xbox. Each of you come up with one big prediction that you think Nintendo might do on stage. Start with you all day. One big prediction.
What, Nintendo or Xbox?
Yeah, Nintendo, and then we'll talk about Microsoft. One big for Nintendo.
Metroid.
That's the big prediction.
Yep.
All
I'm
right.
going with that too. I think that's going to be their mic drop.
Yep.
Okay, Craig, what you think Nintendo might do?
They won't bring puppets like they did a couple years ago.
Puppets?
Yeah, they brought puppets to E3. Go back and look at it.
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't even remember me watching the Nintendo E3 last year. When I heard they only brought one game, I was like, I ain't wasting my time on this shit.
Yeah, they had like two puppets dressed up like it was crazy looking. It was like, all right, turn it off.
All right. Okay, so what you think? What's your big thing? What you think my Nintendo might pull out the bag? Anything?
Me as far as a game. Like I said, I agree. I think it's going to be Metroid. I do agree with what Blandrew said as far as what people want. I prefer Donkey Kong, but yeah, I'd say Metroid and I'll keep my fingers crossed for Donkey Kong or maybe an honorable mention for Star Fox.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. All right. So Jay, what's going on? What you think?
I think there's going to be a lot of snapping fingers, and then maybe they'll announce, I don't know, Metroid. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Here's the thing about E3 this year that really, really excites me is the fact that we don't know a lot, and that's exciting this year.
That's exciting, but also a little bit nervous.
No, I'm not nervous at all. I think this is going to be a great E3. It's been a great year so far for gaming, in my opinion, and it's going to continue to be a great year for gaming, no matter what side you're on. It's fantastic.
Okay, so Fonz turned into a filthy neutral today. Okay, got it. I see that angle. I see what you're doing. I get it. All right, so Ran, I know you don't like Nintendo because you think they suck, but can you think of a prediction you might think?
Whoa! I didn't ever said I think they suck. I just
wanted to say it out there so
trying
they
to
can
put words in my mouth.
Yeah, there you go. You're gonna be exposed as a Nintendo Sony loving Sony gamer.
Here's my prediction. At the end of the Nintendo Direct, Phil Spencer is going to be on camera and you say, by the way, we just bought Nintendo and now we're rebranding the Nintendo Switch into the Xbox Switch. That's my prediction.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh. Wow.
You ever see the when Vince McMahon bought WCW? That's what's
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
Hey,
That's
Rand,
That's,
Hey, what-
that's up.
weird. That shit would be weird.
how much milligrams you off? Because I need some.
No, this dude. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Right?
Now I'm starting to think if that's really ice cream in that cup.
Well, you said go with off the wall predictions. That's about as off the wall as you can get, right?
True.
But damn, Microsoft, oh boy, these guys can barely get marketing rights, and they're gonna buy Nintendo. Come on, now I'm just playing. Hey, all right.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah. Metroid Prime will be announced, and people will go crazy for it. And game of the show or game of the trade will be Super
Metroid.
Mario Odyssey or whatever.
Damn, I mean, everybody took my Metroid shit, so I'm gonna say something different. You know what I'm saying? So my big prediction, all right, for Nintendo, is they're going to announce a new F-Zero.
Oh,
Yeah,
be nice.
And I can't stand racing games, so the only reason why I mentioned it because I had nothing else to mention because you guys took my Metroid Prime. You all took my Metroid Prime, all right, so I'm gonna say F-Zero. So you heard it here first. If Nintendo announces F-Zero, that's right. I took over as the Nintendo fanboy, so y'all need to fire Blandrew. And now I'm taking over. I'm the Puerto Rican elf.
Am
Up
I
in
the
here.
only one who's Am I the only one who's tired of Mario?
No.
I don't care about the Mario games. I just don't.
They're still good.
I mean,
man.
it's
Hey,
here's the thing.
hey, Fonz, you got to get used to it, man.
Here's the
Mario
thing.
is a game that doesn't need day one patches, bro.
No, that's true. But I'm gonna say this.
We'll see.
One thing like I don't really play Mario games as much anymore, but because there's not that many platformers,
Right.
period, as much, and Mario, even if there was, is always been a quality platformer. You know what I'm saying? So for that community that wants good platformers, Mario's the place to go, and that's why it's always popular because it's a good platformer if you're into platformers. That one, you know what I'm saying? Now he's gonna be in New York City jumping around,
No,
getting mad. Watch this motherfucker get mugged and shit.
not excited.
Welcome to New York, bitch. Mario, Grand Theft Auto style.
See,
All right, so
Here we go.
That's what pisses me off about Nintendo, though. They constantly get a pass with all their rehashing of titles. You know, every time. Like the only thing they got is that Mario, that Metroid, that Zelda. Bring us something new, damn it.
you got ARMS. What you talking about, dog?
That looks like
Hey,
dog.
Blandrew, you've been playing ARMS. What's up with
Hey, I
that?
play
Yo,
Arms
Arms
too.
is
It's fun.
dope. I don't
It's
care
dope
what
as
anybody
fuck.
has to say. That game,
Hey, Arms
that game
is
is
dope, bro.
amazing.
I
Arms
see
is dope.
between him and Coffee, I'm like, God damn, that's all I see on my
Yeah.
timeline. I'm like,
It's
oh
pretty
shit.
fun.
Hey, you know the crazy thing about that game, bro? It looks really good on that tablet, bro.
You're playing that shit too? All
Hey, let
day?
me ask you
Yeah.
something. Hey, all day. Arms or Injustice 2?
Injustice 2, what the fuck?
Okay.
Oh shit, let me find out. Man, the Switch Gang, Joy-Con boys. Okay, so we're doing ARMS and shit like that. All right. So we're gonna move on to next topic. Next conference we're gonna be talking about is the Microsoft one.
Oh, shit.
Oh man, I'm gonna be doing some trolling up in here. In all seriousness, though, and really, this is just from the conversations I see on Twitter and YouTube, it just seems like this E3 is probably one of the most important E3s for Microsoft. It's just so much riding on it. So what's going on, Van? Help me out here. Like, is this E3? Oh, is it as big as it's supposed to be for Microsoft, or just people exaggerating? How you feel about this E3 for Microsoft?
How do I feel about? Well, I feel like they were hyping up last year's E3 more than this year's E3. To be honest with you, like Microsoft themselves, and maybe that's because they were going to reveal Scorpio last year. But I feel like they've been hyping up last year's more than this year's. I think the fans are hyping up this one more than Microsoft actually is.
Yeah, because you got some fans. They're not like hanging on the ledge with a gun to their head. Like, what's going on?
Well, I mean, obviously, what happened was Sony showed their hand for the next 3 years. The strategy, and it seems like it's a good strategy for Sony, right? So you have all these games on Sony's side, where Microsoft is playing all their cards close to the chest, and people want to know, outside of the third-party support, what Microsoft's commitment to first-party games is going on in the future. So people are extremely excited and curious to see what cards Microsoft has to show in first-party wise, exclusive wise, and I mean, I looked. I just did the prediction show on my own podcast, but I mean, if you look at last year's podcast or last year's E3 show, like I went back and I rewatched it, and they showed.
It sucked.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Okay, here's the thing. So I was actually there, and it was my first time at E3, so I thought it was awesome. But that maybe because I was in the crowd and actually there.
It's because you're mingling with the big dogs. I saw them pictures. My man's like with the execs and so stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's in a bar drinking champagne.
But so if you look at the game, the typical hour-and-a-half press conference, right? You usually have 15 to 17 games. So last year they did Gears of War, Killer Instinct, Forza Horizon 3, ReCore, Final Fantasy 15, Division, Battlefield 1, Minecraft, Inside, We Happy Few, Gwent, Tekken 7, Dead Rising 4, Scalebound, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Halo Wars 2, right?
Yeah.
Now you can split that up between first-party and third-party games. So first-party, Gears of War, Killer Instinct, Forza Horizon 3, ReCore, Minecraft. I'll include Dead Rising 4 because it's exclusive. Actually, no, screw it. It's not. Don't include it. Scalebound, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, and Halo Wars. So you have like 9 games, 9 first-party games, or at least 9 exclusive games. And then for the third-party stuff, you have Final Fantasy 15, Division, Battlefield, Inside, We Happy Few, Gwent, Tekken 7, Dead Rising 4. So you have, what is that, 8 games? So you have like 17 games shown. But now this E3, they're going to have to spend time devoted to Scorpio. So it's obviously going to eat into a huge chunk of time, which means they're probably going to be less games shown. So 17 they showed last year. You're probably going to at least knock down 3 to show Scorpio. So you're probably going to get 14. So I expect like 7 third-party games and maybe 7 first-party games. So I was trying to figure out what could be there.
I was going to ask, you think they should have shown a Scorpio pre-E3?
Yes.
Like before, like an event before E3? I think they should have.
Focus on games?
100%.
Yeah, I think they should have. I think the way they did it with Digital Foundry was the next best way to do it. But I would have liked to have seen them do a conference like in May, like Sony did, where they show off the Scorpio and show everything it can do and show it off, and then E3 can be about the game. So when you get down to like the third-party stuff, what's going to be there? Assassin's Creed Origins is going to be there. Microsoft has the marketing rights for that game. Shadow of War is going to be there. Microsoft has the marketing rights for it. Splinter Cell, I'm going to go on a limb and say it's going to be there. I know the game existed at one point because I know people who have played it. So I know at one point it was real. So I'm going to say it's going to be there. BioWare's new IP, codenamed Dylan, will absolutely 100% be there. Take my word for it. That'll be at the show, Microsoft stage. A Bethesda game will be there. I'm not sure which one, but you can take that to the bank. I'm pretty sure a Bethesda game will be there, so that'll be 5. And then it gets a little hazy. I'm pretty sure a Japanese game will be there as well. And this is kind of my insane prediction. I think Microsoft will show off the new Monster Hunter on their stage.
Monster Hunter?
I'm just saying. You said you wanted insane predictions.
I said insane, not cocaine. I said insane.
Okay.
Cocaine.
Well, just remember,
Holy
if you watch the conference and you see Monster Hunter, just remember where you heard it from, okay?
yeah, you heard it here first. Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's exclusive. I'm just saying, like, Microsoft, in their commitment to show, commitment to Japanese games, will show Monster Hunter, even though it was coming out to PlayStation, or whatever. I just have this feeling.
Huge. People, even Japan, would be like, what the fuck?
So those are some of the third-party games that I think will be there. Maybe they'll be I don't know, Nier Automata, although I can't really imagine them devoting any time to that. But so those are the kind of the third-party games that I see being there. And then if you get to like, they're going to have a controller thing, like the Elite version 2 will be shown off in a package because it's about time. Maybe something new with the Design Lab stuff with the controllers. Maybe you can do that with the Elite version 2. They'll have an id Xbox segment. Obviously, we're showing off the indie games. I would not be surprised if they say Cuphead is available to play that day. Like, Cuphead is available right now. In fact, that's one of my predictions is Cuphead will be available to play that day. And then, you know, you get into the first party stuff, and this is where it gets a little sketchy because what you know and what you have is Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves, and Forza Motorsport 7, right? So you have 4 games that you know of from first party. And they already said Halo 6 isn't going to be there. So, and you know Gears isn't going to be there. Maybe Killer Instinct Season 4, which would bring it up to 5. Ori 2 would bring it up to 6.
You might get another Killer
Fable
Instinct
4 or Fable Reboot would bring it up to 7.
Keep hope alive.
And maybe one new IP that they're working on, I guess. That's my kind of prediction for their show. So you can say I spent time thinking about this.
Oh, yeah, you too. Yes. Man, that's actually pretty good. Hey, for the record.
Hey, Rand, you are you setting up the conference yourself, bro?
Oh, shit. He might as well.
Damn, that was good, bro. Props. That was good.
Might as well. I hope Phil's listening. But hey, for the record, I do not condone the use of controlled substances on this podcast. You know, I'm just making sure. But anyway, man, Monster Hunter on Xbox. I'll say this though. I'll say the one thing I noticed from last year's Xbox, E3, was they didn't announce a new IP. They announced sequels, like they announced State of Decay 2, so that was a good start. You know that they actually put money towards the sequel of State of Decay, so that was a good sign. But they didn't announce a new IP from their first party. Everything else was something they already announced before. You know, they had Scalebound announced before. We Happy Few was a previous announcement. Crackdown was going back to 2014. How would it look if Xbox once again this year does not announce a new IP? They might announce a sequel, but not necessarily a new IP.
That would be 2 years in a row with not a new IP announced. I think that would be bad.
Yeah,
I think they have to announce something.
Even if it's
IP.
an indie, they have to do something.
They got to announce
it's a game on. Yeah, even if it's a game on the scale like Recore, they have to announce a new IP, whether they're publishing it from their first party or publishing it from a second party. They have to. I think you can't go 2 years in a row without doing that. They didn't last year. I think they have to this year.
Yes. All right. Guess hey, everybody else, what y'all think about the Microsoft? What y'all thinking about? Because
I don't want to see any. I mean, they will mention VR, but I really give two shits about it. I mean, I think a dope thing would be if they announced that it would be a multi-purpose VR, like you can hook up any VR headset and it'd be compatible with the Xbox Scorpio. Other than that, bro, like I'm like, as much as I'm hopeful, I'm also paranoid at the same time because I just feel like we'll see. I feel like Crackdown will come out this year to show off the Scorpio power, as well as Forza, but I feel like we'll just see a lot more gameplay of Sea of Thieves and all the stuff they already announced last year. Just a few demos, which will take up a lot of time as well. But new IPs, that's what I'm worried about. We need to see something. You know, I'm pretty sure they'll announce some backwards compatible games. But at the same, I mean, I'm hopeful, but at the same time, I'm scared, man. Like I just feel like it might be a large chunk of just Scorpio talk. You know what I mean? And I don't want that. I mean, I want that. We already kind of know Digital Foundry summed it up for us. Let's just get the games out there. You know what I mean? I feel like, I don't know, man, Rare and Sea of Thieves, I feel like that will come out next year. I feel like Crackdown and Forza is like the only exclusives we'll get this year, period. I think everything else is 2018, probably first quarter. But yeah, man, let's hope it's a good show, man, because but anything positive they do is going to get bashed anyway. So, I mean, we'll see.
Why you say that?
What do you mean? Why I say that? It's Microsoft. That's a person you love to hate. Look at you. We're asking why.
Oh boy. Well, I'll simply say if they show I would like to see a Splinter Cell game. It's one of the. I remember seeing that game first time, seeing it at an E3, and it's like, wow, that actually is a pretty cool concept. Give me a Forza Hot Wheels games where I can design the track. Like that would be cool. Like when we were kids, you know, they already have where you can. I already like what it is. I haven't played it, but just the I always wondered that, like, man, how come nobody makes a Hot Wheel racing game? It's like they did. So let me get that, and I would love to see. Man, I think I hope they say something about Scalebound, whether they're moving it to another studio. I would like to see that game complete, just on principle, and maybe something with Fable. I do agree the first party games could be a little bit thin. I think what's hurt Microsoft isn't Microsoft. It's been the fanboys online that have said a lot of things. Not you, Rand. I specifically heard you say their first party games will probably look and run better than some of the third party stuff. But I just think that has added to some of the angst, especially we see this week where people just seem like, and I did a podcast on it today, seem like they're just kind of running out on them. Like, all right, we've had it. You're not showing us anything. And I certainly hope that I'm rooting for them. I want them to do well. I want the price of the damn system to come out. Just give us the price and let us consumers decide if we're going to buy this thing. I think honestly the Destiny announcement with that game possibly running 30 FPS on all consoles really took the wind out of their sails this past 2 weeks, because all we've heard for the last several months is Vega Rising and 60 FPS 4K native. That's all we've heard.
So one thing real quick, I'll say no, go ahead.
I was going to say we knew that wasn't true. A lot of these guys, I don't know why they were saying that, putting the 60 frames per second in there. When Phil Spencer himself said that it was going to be 4K and compromised, he did not mean 4K 60 frames. He never said that. I don't know where these guys got that, but I think it's their fault for putting that out there. They got a lot of people, including themselves, hyped up, and they feel it now that they're going to be let down by that. And guys, I mean, you've got a system that basically has the same bottleneck as the Pro. Yeah. I mean, that CPU is still going to be weak in comparison to a PC that could run 4K 60. Sure, there's going to be some games you're going to get at 60 frames, but man, it really irritated me when guys started running around saying that.
Hey, I'm gonna say this.
One thing I want to say real quick is that if they don't announce any new IPs, then I think UWP will fill in that gap.
Now, how will UWP fill in that gap?
Well,
I mean, I understand the method behind the madness.
Well, just PC games that have never been on console before. They'll probably use that as a crutch. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you can't play this. You can play this on console now. You can't do that. You can't do that anywhere else. You know what I mean?
But isn't that happening now on PlayStation? Because PlayStation's been getting PC games. Like recently, they got the beta for Dreadnought, right? Lawbreakers, and some other shit.
What's the other car game? The successor to Burnout. They got that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Wipeout. It's a Wipeout that's coming.
No, Wipeout. That was a PlayStation franchise. Here's my question: this. So for the power, I'll be honest. Even if the Scorpio does 4K 30, that's highly impressive to me.
Yeah,
I'm highly impressed that Scorpio will just do native 4K even at 30. Because when the original talk of mid-gen refreshes was about to happen, the initial rumors didn't mention 4K so much. It was just that Sony and Microsoft are going to come out with new consoles. My first impression, I was thinking of, if this is true, because at first I didn't believe it at all. I'll be honest. I didn't think it was going to happen. But I always thought that if it did happen, I just honestly thought they were going to come out with better consoles so they could finally lock down 1080p 60. Nowhere did I thought they were going to try to push 4K anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I honestly thought they were going to pretty much re-release the consoles they should have released in 2013, which finally would have been true 1080p 60 frame games. That was my thought. But once I saw this 4K shit, I was like, oh shit, think about it. You got this huge jump in power in just 3 to 4 years. This is huge. So if Scorpio does native 4K 30, I'm like, yo, that shit's impressive as fuck. Given the fact that it's not even a new generation.
Some of the games will. Like Star Wars Battlefront 2, from what I've heard, and I've seen documentation on this, is going to be 4K 60 on the Scorpio. And Call of Duty will be 4K 60 on the Scorpio. So it will have 4K 60 games. And from what I understand, also native 4K 60. Yeah. Like those games will be native 4K 60. So there will be a selection of games that will, from third party, that will be 4K 60. And obviously, I think most of their first party games, or if not all of their first party games, will be native 4K 60 frames, whether it's Sea of Thieves or the next Halo or whatever. I I just don't really think a lot of third parties are going to put in the time and the effort to do that, especially multiplayer ones.
Mhm.
But I mean, we just got to wait and see what happens when the system comes out. You know, like honestly, I don't think like Witcher 3 is gonna like an open world action adventure game like that. No, not a chance. You know, in hell that game is gonna be 60 frames.
You don't think you get a patch?
I don't think Witcher 3 is gonna get a patch.
What?
Yeah, CD Projekt
think they're.
CD Projekt Red said that's not going to happen. But look,
they moving on.
Let me say real quick. If you put The Witcher 3 in your TV's 2160p, it will upscale to 2160p. So it's already doing it. I've tried to tell people. I was literally arguing with a guy today about these settings and what is ultra high definition versus what isn't. And it's just they're Jack Reacher. I agree with Rand. They just need to wait and see. Because Digital Foundry did confirm that the Forza 3 that they saw was going to be 4K 30. So I don't know. I agree with you, Porter Rock. When did 4K native 30 become horrible? I mean, I just don't understand this. And, let's just wait for the console to come out. If they announce Star Wars Battlefront being 4K 60, and it's 4K 60 on the Scorpio, and it's 4K 60 on the PlayStation Pro. I mean, what are they going to do? Count the rivets in the TIE fighters that are flying and say, well, you can see the rivets a little bit better on the Scorpio. I mean, that's literally, I think, what everything's coming down to.
At the same time, when did 1080p ultra settings at 60 frames become bad? I mean, seriously, that would look fantastic on a 4K TV.
That would look amazing too.
It would look amazing. I don't know why people are so hung up on this resolution shit anyway. I don't know where this came from. Like, people don't understand the difference between the graphic fidelity and resolution and frames per second. They know nothing. There's still guys in this comment section saying that uncompromised 4K meant 60 frames. No, the fuck it didn't. It didn't mean that. Nobody said that.
Yeah, it meant 4K uncompromised.
It meant native 4K.
Phil never said 4K 60, and they always said it's up to the developer how they want to make their game. If they want to make their game 1080p, whatever, go ahead. If you want to squeeze as much juice out of it as you can, do it. Like, they're open to many different ways. That's why they have the option to do checkerboard rendering, because they know some people are going to use it because they're going to not take the extra steps from the Pro. I mean, it's how they want to use it. They never said Phil never said 4K 60 uncompromised. It was 4K uncompromised. It was
the guys that was running around saying that it was going to have Ryzen. It was going to have.
All day. We know who that was, right? All day.
See, what you guys don't understand.
It was my man D Batch, man. Yo, listen, when I mentioned last year and Scorpio got announced, this was like September or something, and the rumors of Ryzen and Vega, and they were talking about, Xbox might get it. I just made one comment. I'd be like, I don't think they're gonna get it. I don't think Scorpio's gonna have Ryzen or Vega, simply because those components aren't made yet. So I can't see a console releasing in 2017 with components that hasn't even been fabricated yet. For what was that? Yo, D cursed me the fuck out. Like, you don't know technology. I got stocks in AMD. I just shut the fuck up. I'm like, I'm not talking about this subject ever again. I'm leaving it alone. Like, holy shit. And then lo and behold, it didn't have Ryzen or Vega, because I just thought shit simple. Like, you can't make a console in 2017 with components that haven't been manufactured yet. It don't even exist. So how is that possible? You see what I'm saying? So I was like, but let me go back to E3 real quick. So Scorpio has been the talk of the town, obviously, for Xbox, all right? But my question is this. E3, with Scorpio not having its own show and being part of E3, how much time does Microsoft dedicate to Scorpio? And not just the hardware itself, but how they present the games, while at the same time still showing E3 is still for the Xbox One fans or people who don't plan to get Scorpio. How does Microsoft does that balance to where when people see E3, it doesn't become the Scorpio show and everybody else is like, okay, so what does that mean with Xbox One? Is it done? Like, how they
structure the conference? It's how the conference is structured, I think, and like I said, they showed 17 games last year. I'm immediately locking off 2 just for time purposes to show off Scorpio or whatever. So they're gonna show like 15 games or 14. But I was thinking, like, do you start the show off with showing off Scorpio, similar to how they did with the Xbox One S, and be like, here's Scorpio, here's what it looks like, all the games going forward, you know, like do the beginning segment and talk about like, this is Scorpio, this is what it can do, all that stuff, and then say like, oh, all the games going forward will, you know, be on Scorpio. So if you're watching in 4K and Mixer or wherever, you can see it. You know, and I'm sure they'll do like, you know, because I always do those Xbox Live update stuff. Like I'm sure Mike Ybarra might be out there being like, this is the new dashboard where it's built with Scorpio in mind, and look how fast and stuff it is. And then they'll show off the games. And then my thought is if you, since the conference is an hour and a half, if you're at 1 hour in and they haven't said the price yet, the price is $400. Because here's my thinking. I think if the price, so my thinking is if you get to the end of the show, and this would be a great mic drop moment because the price is a big concern with a lot of people. If you end the show and be like, hey, you end it with like, you know, we at Xbox, we have a vision for the future. Xbox Scorpio is one part of it. We have all these games. We have all these, you know, we showed you all these AAA games. We showed you all these indie games. We have Minecraft. We have all these first-party games. We showed you our commitment to that stuff. But people want to know when it's coming out, and like we were happy to announce that Xbox Scorpio is launching October, whatever, for the price of $500. But then say, but that's not good enough, and we wanted to give something to our fans, so it's $400, right? So they end the show with announcing the release date and for $400. But if it's $500, I bet you they make that announcement sometime during the middle of the show, because that's not an announcement you save for the end. So if you're about an hour mark, and you haven't heard the price of the Scorpio yet, it's $400.
You don't think they'll announce that?
I think that show will be structured.
Because I think if they announce 500 in the middle,
there's no way they're announcing the. If it's $500, there's no way they're announcing that at the end.
You don't think so?
Absolutely no way. No.
Because I think if they announce at the beginning, that shit will just ruin the rest of the show. People will be like, "What the fuck?"
Nah, because then people will start seeing the games.
Everybody be on Twitter. Nobody be watching. No one will watch the show. Everybody be
because if they announce it at $500 in the beginning of the show, then they have to prove why it's worth that much.
Yeah. Shit. You know? We're all, come on, let's be honest. We'll all be on Twitter trolling each other. No one will be even watching the show anymore.
What would ruin the show is if they sat there and they tried to spend too much time on hardware, not just Scorpio though, but looking at the VR stuff. That would just really kill it for me.
How would that work? Here's the thing. So the PlayStation VR accommodates all PlayStation users, you know, PS4 and PS4 Pro. But if they make this Xbox whatever VR and it can only be used by Scorpio, how would that reaction happen to the rest of the Xbox owners who don't plan to get a Scorpio but would like to try VR? How would that reaction happen? That they feel neglected and out of place. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, they said from every time they talked about VR, they said the VR games would be exclusive to Scorpio just because we could run it in the Xbox One. Look, I mean, is VR and AR going to be part of the show? Probably. I don't want it to be. I don't think it's worth the time. I don't think it demos well. Maybe they throw it in there with Minecraft because, you know, I know Minecraft is going to be on stage, obviously. So it's like maybe they do some AR stuff with them, but I don't even know if VR is even worth talking about at this stage. The stuff is too expensive. There are not a lot of cool, great games for it yet. So it's like, now's not the time. $400 for the Acer headset, whatever it is, still way too much money. So save that until when you actually have some interesting games to show and a price point that is appealing to a lot of people, in my opinion.
No, you're 100% right, man. I don't think we're ready to really delve into the land of VR with gaming. It's not for everybody, number one, and a lot of people out there don't understand, don't know yet if they can even use it because, like myself, I get motion sickness. I tried the Gear VR thing, the demo, and it got me so sick. I had a friend that bought the PSVR. He got so sick, had to return it. It's not for everyone.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, let me ask the panel this. Now, the EA press conference is Sunday. It's before the Microsoft press conference. So, do we see Star Wars Battlefront at that press conference? And ultimately, do we see it? What system do we see it running on?
I'll be honest. I hate those third-party conferences because all they do is they show game that you're gonna see on the main. Fuck.
It depends on if Sony paid for the game to be debuted on their stage first.
Yeah.
If they did, you'll see it at Sony's first. If they didn't, it'll be debut at EA's first.
Because I know we're going to see Madden.
So-
I already know we're going to see that. I think that'll be one of the first games we see on the Scorpio is Madden.
Madden
At
4K.
the EA press conference.
What
Yeah,
time
I
is
think
their press conference?
I think EA is it 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock Pacific time, and Microsoft is it's in the evening. So I think
Microsoft's is 2 p.m. Pacific, so 4 Central, 5 Eastern.
All right, well, yeah, I think
so-
I think EA may be in front of them. Let me look it up real quick.
Is EA's at noon? EA's might be at noon Pacific. I know Bethesda's at like 9 p.m. Pacific. Like Bethesda's literally putting their show on at 11 p.m. my time. It's
But
like, are you serious? Like, what?
Yeah.
Now that we already have the Pro and we're going to get the Scorpio, this E3, are we going to see every game basically either Scorpio version or Pro version?
Probably. They're
Yes.
going to try to show the best looking version.
Yeah, that's probably where.
Yeah, there's no reason to show the vanilla version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
Blandrew.
Fella.
Blandrew, I know you look at Xbox like fucking Ganondorf. So what you think about this conference? What can Microsoft do to get you interested? Besides Monster Hunter?
Microsoft really doesn't have many franchises that I even care about. I mean, like the last Microsoft franchise I liked was Halo 3. The only thing they can do right now is just show me Banjo-Kazooie or Conker's Bad Fur Day 2. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. That shit's done.
Banjo-Kazooie would be nice. That'd be nice.
That shit.
Yeah, I'd buy an Xbox One simply for that.
But you guys do realize this ain't the same Rare that made the original games. Who the fuck knows who Rare made up of? It might as well be made up of us making games in that studio at this point.
Hey, did you guys see
saying.
Microsoft's floor plans?
What's up? Isn't that what they only have like one booth or some shit?
Yeah, I hope
I'm
that's
too
not
happy.
indicative of what they have
Nah,
to show at
I
the
don't.
show.
The man knows more about that. What's going on, bro? How come they only have like one booth and shit?
From what I heard, they moved a lot of their so a lot of the booths there's a lot of space for conferences and meetings with press and things like that. Microsoft moved a lot of their conference rooms to somewhere else, so that's not really included in those space. So they have a lot of their conference or places in a different part of the thing, so they have a less, I guess, more room for their stuff and less room for the behind closed door stuff. But I mean, it's possible they don't have much to show. Like I said, when I was going over their first party, I mentioned 4 first party games you can bank on being there. They showed 9 last year. It's like, is there another 5 they can show? Maybe they don't have that much. That's the question. And maybe the size of the show floor is indicative of what they have to show. I have no clue.
I've been
Yeah, because like Nintendo and Sony's were like 3 times as bigger as Microsoft. So hope that's not true.
Hey Rand, I've been thinking about this. I've been saying this on various podcasts, but I'm really, I know it's part hope, but I really feel like there's going to be something announced that's really special there for Microsoft, and I'm hoping it's a new IP. What do you think? Could they possibly announce a new IP?
I think they could. I think they have to. They didn't announce a new IP last year. I think they have to announce a new IP, and I think they will. The question is, will it be a new IP on the scale of ReCore, or will it be a new IP on the scale of, say, Horizon Zero Dawn? And then who's making it? That's kind of the question. But I think you will see at least one new IP announced. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be on that Horizon scale. It really does.
In all seriousness, if Microsoft's pushing a new IP, which they should have to do one IP. It should be at least from the Coalition Studios, kind of like what Sony did with or what Naughty Dog did for themselves. They're managing 2 IPs. Coalition Studios or somebody should grow to where they elevate themselves to another level and not just be known as an IP as studio that's just stuck with Gears, or 343 is stuck with Halo. They need to show their own creativity in their own. Because this is how I look at 343 and Coalition. Cool, Halo's a big franchise for Xbox, so obviously they need that studio, and Coalition was made to take on the Gears. But to really put those studios on the map, they have to create something themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just can't live off of what somebody else created and just take it over and keep it continuing. You know what I'm saying? They need another big IP in those studios. So that way these studios could be wrecked. It's kind of like Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog, they had Jack and Daxter. And then when they made Uncharted, they're like, man, this studio's good. But then when they released The Last of Us, that's when people started saying these guys make good developed games. These guys know how to develop games. And I think Microsoft Studios, or specifically 343 and Coalition, they need that. They need their own big IP so people could look at them as something more than just a studio built to take over projects somebody else created. You know what I mean? And I think that would be huge for Microsoft at E3, where, Coalition shows a new IP, whatever, that Shanghai game or something. And people be like, oh, shit. Microsoft first party is taking it to the next level.
People just want to be reassured that Microsoft is investing in their first-party studios and in their exclusives. That's what they want. So, if it's a new IP from a new studio or a second party, or if it's a new game for 343 that's not Halo, or at least not Halo, mainline Halo, or a new game from Coalition, then a lot of people will be satisfied with that, and that's what people are looking for. They're looking for that commitment from Microsoft. Going forward, the question is the commitment there? Will we see it? I don't think we'll see it this E3, to be honest. I think we'll see one new IP, and that's it. And I hate saying this, but you might see a lot of wait till next year. E3 posts.
We can't go
afterwards.
We can't go through that.
Could we possibly get
a whole year of wait for E3 2018? Oh no!
I think this year is going to be light, man. I think they're going to have a lot of time with Scorpio. It's probably some time with VR, AR. They only even with an hour and a half, they showed 17 games. So if you cut out some of that stuff, you're down to 15 games, 14 games. Some of those will be third party. Some of those will be first party. There's not a lot to show. They already said Halo 6 isn't going to be there. Coalition's not ready to do something else yet. So most of their first party studios are we know what they're working on.
It's going to be Sega. Sega's going to come in and give them some games.
That's what I think. That's a small glimmer of hope. What if when Phil went to Japan, he had a conversation with Sega, and we start seeing some, at least at a minimum, time exclusive content from Sega? Because Sega came out of nowhere and said, "Oh, we got $500 million." From where?
Yeah.
What the hell they been? Well, they got $500 million to invest in IPs, and where the hell that money came from?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they had to come from somewhere.
I think they'll work with both Sony and Microsoft. I wanted to ask Rand something though. You brought up BioWare's new IP.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Yeah, I am too. But let me ask you all this, and this is for the whole panel. The lukewarm reception that BioWare got with Mass Effect Andromeda. I understand that, but does that throw up a caution? You're not going to be interested, but is that you take more of a cautionary look at this new IP because Walt Disney called up, because Mass Effect Andromeda, I'll tell you all this now. Walt Disney called EA and said, look, you better make our game, the Star Wars Battlefront game. We don't want to hear this stuff that these people are saying about Mass Effect Andromeda. Because that phone call happened Monday, and on Wednesday, Mass Effect was on hiatus. So let me ask you all, are you all a little bit concerned about this new IP from BioWare because of the lukewarm reception?
No, because it's the actual BioWare team.
I'm always thinking about new IPs, though, always. But when I read about this game and I see it's got elements sort of like Destiny, it excites me. I'm sorry. I like Destiny, and it's exciting. So hopefully it's good.
It really depends on how BioWare treats that game. If you remember back to Mass Effect Andromeda, we barely got any gameplay before that game came out. The first thing we saw from that game was just walking straight and jumping on platforms, and everybody on my timeline was losing their minds. And then we just got cinematic trailer after cinematic trailer after cinematic trailer. If they can prove to their fans that they actually have a good game here, I think they can win back their fans' trust.
All you got to do is think back to Mass Effect 2, think back to the original Dragon Age, think back to these great games that BioWare had. KOTOR, for crying out loud.
Yeah, Jade Empire.
Jade Empire, they can produce some damn good games, and this is in the same vein. It's an MMO styled game. I'm excited for it, so we'll see what happens there. So
yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
This is from BioWare Edmonton, which is the real BioWare. So I think it'll show well because I'm pretty sure we're getting a gameplay demo, not just a trailer.
Right.
EA is very, very high on the game from what I've been told, like extremely high. And the problem with Mass Effect was they gave the game to a bunch of people who never made a game before. So that's kind of what happens when you give a game to a bunch of amateurs to make.
Hey,
so,
my sister's angry.
Yeah, they really fucked that up. That shit got
voice acting was trash, bro.
Now, keep this in mind. You won't see it at EA's press conference. It'll be at Xbox's first. Like
okay. The new BioWare game.
The new BioWare game won't. Like I know EA's press conference is first, but it won't be there. It'll be at Microsoft.
Is it going to be Dragon Age? Another one? Or
no? It's from what I was told. It's EA and BioWare's version of Destiny Killer, as I was told.
Oh man.
Microtransaction City.
Hey man, like look, we're in the age of games as a service, microtransactions. I was told that Cyberpunk 2077, they are building multiplayer for that game. They are hiring multiplayer engineers for that game. So CD Projekt Red is going the multiplayer route for the next game. I was also told that Todd Howard's team, who is most likely making the next Elder Scrolls, they're hiring for multiplayer engineers. So that game is going to multiplayer stuff. That is just the day and age we live in now.
They could have a marketing deal with
Here's the thing, though.
Skyrim.
You saturate a saturated market of multiplayer games ain't gonna work because everybody can't, because one thing about multiplayer games and that's successful, like Call of Duty, is that people keep playing it consistently. Which means
there's a difference between competitive multiplayer and cooperative multiplayer. Like I'm sure Elder Scrolls will be cooperative multiplayer, and probably the same thing with Cyberpunk. Like I'm not sure if it'll be PvE or whatever, but there's different types. I mean, look at Ghost Recon. I mean, it's #1 selling game of the year. It's the very definition of a mediocre title. All it had was all it had was co-op at launch. It doesn't even have fucking multiplayer yet. Is that some form of like multiplayer in games? Like, don't be surprised, like, if Horizon Zero Dawn, when Horizon Zero Dawn 2 comes out for the PS5 in 2019 or whatever, if that game, or 2020 maybe, if that game has some co-op element to it, whether, I
could maybe see that, but I also remember Sony tried to push multiplayer with PS3 and that shit didn't pan out for them. They pushed a lot of online games. Let's
not talk about that.
Multiplayer, right? Like Last of Us got multiplayer, and Uncharted got multiplayer. I don't know. Like we're going in that day and age of multiplayer. Even for the ones who people like hold up and say, well, this game doesn't have it, and look how huge it is. It's like, well, CD Projekt's next game will have it, and then fucking Todd Howard's next team at Bethesda are going to have it. So
Cyberpunk is going to have like a co-op or something? Cyberpunk, is that the...
They're hiring multiplayer engineers for that game. So whether it's some sort of co-op multiplayer or whether it's some sort of PvP multiplayer, don't know yet. And don't be surprised if that game shows up at Xbox's conference too. That's another game that might be there.
That's on my radar, man. That Cyberpunk game. We'll see what that looks like.
Yeah. And that's why they're focused on that game so much. They're not even gonna that's why they're not patching Witcher 3 for Pro or Scorpio.
Yeah, they're done with that.
They're done with that. They're focusing all their attention on Cyberpunk and stuff like that. All right, so let's see. We about the little over the hour mark, so we're gonna finish off with what's the big prediction for Microsoft. So we're gonna start off with Allday. What's your big prediction for Microsoft E3?
My big prediction is $399 price point.
Oh shit, the $399 price point. Okay. Yeah. All right, Craig Harris, big prediction.
Oh wait, and then a return of an old IP.
And a return of what old IP? You gotta call it.
Like a Crimson Skies or a Mech Assault.
Okay. All right. So Craig Harris, big prediction for Microsoft.
I'm gonna go game wise. I'm gonna say they break out Prince of Persia. I think they're sitting on it. I would like to see that because that's that's kind of the cousin to Assassin's Creed. But man, as far as the price, what I've been told is it's going to be over $400, but it's premium, so that's fine.
All right, Fonz, what about you? Big E3 surprise for Microsoft.
One that could be full of shit, and I could be talking about out of my ass here.
Okay.
Sega partnership with Microsoft for several games.
Ooh,
That's what I'd like. But that aside, I think we're going to get a $4.99 SKU for Scorpio.
Okay. All right. So now we're gonna go. I'm gonna leave Rand for last. So Blandrew, what do you think is gonna be the big shocker, the big E3 surprise for Microsoft?
$3.99, two different SKUs, $3.99 and $4.99, and I think they're gonna bring back an old IP. I don't know what, and they're probably gonna introduce original Xbox backwards compatibility.
Oh,
that would be nice.
no, that'd be dope.
damn. That's man, y'all stealing my thunder up in this motherfucker. All right. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. So here we go. Rand Thor. Big E3 shocker for Microsoft.
I think they'll end with $400, 2 SKUs. I think they'll announce all the 360 games that are backwards compatible will now be playable on the Windows 10 PC. Every, like Xbox Play Anywhere, that'll be a big announcement. And Monster Hunter will be on stage, and it will shock all you guys.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's right. You did say Monster Hunter. That's huge. All right.
Yep.
Well, there you go. All right. So my big E3 prediction for Microsoft. And this shit's going to be off the hook. So Phil's going to go on stage. He's going to talk about Game Pass. Because I noticed nobody talked about Game Pass. He's going to talk about Game Pass. Right? And he's going to talk about it. So whatever. And he says Game Pass is available on your Xbox platform, on your PC platform, and for the first time ever, on your PS4. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my E3 prediction. That is my
Oh, hey, one more thing.
Xbox on PS4.
I'm
Thank you.
thinking
Heard it
maybe
here
they'll do a Hitman episodic series on Game Pass exclusively.
That's what you heard. You know what I'm saying? After Phil Spencer sell P5 sales, he's like, fuck this shit. We're going to make money. Nah, I'll be honest. You know what? I don't even know what the big E3. My thing for big E3 surprise, and this is just me fanboying, is they announced a Scalebound. They gave it to another developer. They fired. Yeah, that's my fanboy wish. That they show Scalebound and they gave it to fucking somebody else. I don't give a fuck who it is. Maybe Sega. I don't know. Just give it to somebody.
But yeah, it'd be nice.
That's my wishful thinking. That Scalebound comes back. The return of Scalebound.
That's what's so exciting. We don't know what's really going to come from Microsoft, especially, and that's what excites me this year. I really want to see what's coming out of Microsoft. I'm so excited for that show.
So it's crazy. You know what's the sad part? So I'll be doing the Microsoft E3 stuff, but that Monday when Sony has theirs, I'll be on a flight to Scotland. So I won't be able to watch it. Yeah, this is some bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
I'm jealous.
Fucking job.
What's in Scotland, bro?
Fucking job. Yeah, they could wait one day. Can I fly out Tuesday or some shit? Fuck my life. But anyway, so any final thoughts before we go? Any moaning, bitching, grinding complaints that y'all want to do? No? Okay. No. Looks like we're good. So looks like we had a great show. So let me do a little farewell for everybody. We'll start out with Blandrew, who's the first person, first time on the show. You know what I'm saying? Shout yourselves out. Tell people where they can find you.
Yo, you can find me on my Twitter at BlandrewYT and on my YouTube channel at Blandrew. It was pretty cool talking to you guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for appearing, man. Tell your Nintendo brethren, that it's safe to come on this podcast. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's hard to get them on podcasts, man. I don't know why.
I know. I don't know why. They're scared or something.
They're not used to talking with mics.
Oh shit! You know what I'm saying? I'll post Blandrew's friend code, 19-digit friend code in the description box, so you can hit him up on Switch and stuff. And to our second guest, returning to this channel, we got Ran Al Serve. Ran Al Soft Serve. What's going on?
Thanks for having me on, dude. Apparently, I have betrayed Xbox. I'm a traitor to Xbox now.
No way. You're getting that now? Wow.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well, think about it. think about it. Look at this way all day. So he got a PS4 Pro, right?
Right.
And in the same week, he told Crap that he can't be on Xbox Nation because he's on the Frames No Lag podcast.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
Is
exposed.
that real?
Well, yeah, I mean, he had Crap wanted me on tonight. I said I couldn't because me and Porto set this up last week. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
You're
you're
about to-
done for life now.
You're done.
I guess so. I guess I am. Whatever. Anyways, you can follow you can follow my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/RandallThor19, and you go there. All my social media stuff there. My Twitter, my PSN ID, my Mixer. All that good stuff. It's all there. So thanks for having me on again. It was great talking to everybody here.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, and I'm gonna go back in reverse order. We're gonna start out with the Fonz.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jay Fonzarelli. I'm sick, but I'm here, and I tried to participate tonight. Hopefully, I did okay. But you can find me on Twitter at Jay Fonzarelli. You can find me here on YouTube at Everything According to Me, and you can find me here on the 60 Frames No Lag podcast every Wednesday, and every Friday you can find me on the GRG podcast.
That's right, with your fellow co-host K Mega, who got his lip lumped up on Twitter today. Oh man, this dude got lumped. I'm like, yo, somebody give that man some milk. Like, oh shit. Yo,
Damn.
all right, yo, Craig, what's going on, brother? Top flight security of the world, Craig.
Yeah, I appreciate the Vine, Puerto Rock. Always a pleasure coming on here with you all day, man. Always a pleasure to talk to you, brother. Keep us abreast of those projects. I know you got those other things going on. Just keep us in the loop on that. Definitely interested in seeing how that's going to go for you. Blandrew, first time, but I'm glad you're enjoying that Switch. I do love your little avatar there, by the way. I wasn't throwing shots at you earlier.
Yeah, I know.
Fonz, man, I hope you feel better. You got to get that. Gotta get feeling better, man. I gotta get you on Craig's Corner, man. We'll talk some tech talk to you. And Randall Thor, you always have an open invitation. I know you're a busy man, and you got over 250 hours of PS games to play. So good luck getting back on that Xbox, my brother. And,
Anytime, man. We can do it anytime you want.
Excellent. And then finally,
shout out to the 100 people watching, and make sure you subscribe to all these people. They're all great gamers. The straightforward game talking, no drama, just guys gaming. What else can we do?
we reached a record today, 117 live viewers.
Dope.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Hit that like button.
They're all here for all day, dude.
That's it. That's
damn. You motherfuckers goddamn right.
You that right. You fucking right.
That is a fact. See, the thing about it is that
that's my boy. God, I love K Mega. That is my boy. That's my brother from another mother. God damn, I love that dude. All right, so what's going on all day? What's up, man?
What up, man? You can find the pettiest gamer at Allday Digital on Twitter. My PSN, Xbox Live. Hit me up. You guys want the game because we ain't frauding around here. And yeah, it was a good show. Bland, thanks for coming out. Rand, much props, man. It was a good show. See you guys next week.
All right, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? From all the cast, from all of us to all of you, this is your boy Puerto Rock 77. Thank you so much for rocking out with us. Don't forget to hit the like button, and of course, please subscribe to the channel. So this is part 1 of the E3 hype. Next week is part 2, and it's all about the Sony ponies. And I plan to have Jay Bari and my boy Nicodemus, you know what I'm saying, up in here, and we're gonna pony out. Yo, what's up with his Twitter? Anybody know what happened with my man's Twitter or something? Like, I try to look his name and it's like shut down or some shit. Did something happen? Did somebody? Yeah, try to look up Jay Bari. Yeah, try to look at Jay Bari and you'll see his shit is like it's blacked out. It's blacked out.
You're not having JTech TV on here? Isn't he the biggest PlayStation fan out there?
I've heard that guy's name before, but I've never watched a single video.
Stay away.
I've never interacted with that dude, but I'm blocked. He blocked me on Twitter. I have no idea why.
Nah, man. I'm not
blocked me for calling PlayStation All-Stars media.
I'm gonna leave that alone. That dude will block you if he catches you playing a multi-plat on the PlayStation Network. You think I'm lying? Yo, don't do it to yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that alone. Wow. So Jay Bari, Nicodemus next week. We're gonna have a pony blowout. The whole point is to try to get K-Maker triggered. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. Yo, from all of us to all of you, thank you so much for rocking out. We hit a record 117 live viewers. I appreciate with everybody, growing with us and getting me over 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to my panel, and thank you so much to our guests. You know what I'm saying? You guys are welcome here anytime. But anyway, we gotta go because we got, Van Thor is fiending to play some PlayStation games because he's a reborn pony. You know what I'm saying? He saw the light. He realized
I'm be playing Last of Us tonight. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. You just lost subscribers right now. I'm just kidding, man. Hey, anyway, everybody take care. Appreciate it. Have a good night. See you all next week. Deuces.